So it is Black History Month, and I have noticed something amongst African diasporic spaces, especially as it relates to African folk in the US, like stating where they're from amongst like other Africans. Continental Africans, even if they, have immigrant parents or they like a first generation, African in the country, it's still a strong sense of pride in like where they come from, even if they don't know the exact place. But as it relates to Black people from the US, African people from the US, when it comes to shouting out where we from, we don't really say like America. You feel me? It's like we don't say that. And before, I used to be one of those Africans that are like, I'm not African American, I'm Afrikaner. I would much rather say that, because of the contradiction of sometimes what it means to be African in this country and the idea of American, right? But I think I've had this conversation before where it's like, look, let's look at it in a context of geographical location, because there is North America and South America, right? So even if you can't say, oh yeah, like I'm African and I'm from Colombia or Brazil, I'm African, where you from? I'm from America. I don't know, I'm just finding a sense of pride in that. And I think we should find a sense of pride in our heritage as African people on this soil. I've had mentors tell me, not mentors, I've had my mentor tell me, like, we gotta stop giving, these white folk more credit than they deserve as it relates to this country. And we do. And I think that can also start with us, for one, learning the legacy of African people within this country, and also putting in the footwork and shifting the way that we identify with this soil and with this land and the traditions that we built here and the heritage that we built here, because we indeed have heritage and we indeed have culture, contrary to a lot of the diaspora wars and the things that people say. We have a very rich culture and a very rich legacy of resistance that, if it wasn't for that, a lot of folk wouldn't be here. So, happy Black History Month, y'all.